Hello. Happy Monday. Happy New Year. This is probably my first video. Oh, I know it's my first video of the year, but I'm actually about to take a little break. I know I take a break anyway because I don't really I don't really post like I used to. I used to have a goal of like 2 videos a week and I surpassed that and then I kind of didn't and this channel, whatever, we're not about to get into that. This video is called I don't remember. Responding to your energy. We're going to start with the number one uh article to start the year, okay? Drake is being sued, okay? Hi Aubrey, I love you. I know you don't love me, okay? It's fine. I don't give a fuck. But it says that Drake is being sued due to that steak shit. And ironically, towards the end of the year, he had like done a video and he was like, "Are you addicted to gambling?" and blah 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 and whatever, okay? And it was funny because I actually said something like that, like, "Drake, do you have a gambling problem?" Right? So I want to take you back. All right? Let me take you back real quick. Look at the date here. Oh, what's the date? September 28th, 2022 at 9:29 p.m. All right? Before I get into the conversation, hold up. What's 929? This conversation was with my son. It says 929 signifies the end of one life chapter and the start of a new one of one life. Wait, what? Urging you to embrace whatever. Start of a new chapter. All right, we got it. All right. Balance and duality. Okay, karmic cycle completing. Great. All right. So here we are, September 28th, 2022. I asked my son, what does he think of the Baltimore Ravens? And he said Super Bowl contenders. You know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. I said, Drake placed a bet on the Dolphins this weekend. And my son says, well, I feel betrayed. Man, I was like, really? And I showed him a screenshot. A huge one coming from Champagne Poppy for NFL for the win is what Steak said. Listen, I'm so into Aubrey Graham that I followed Steak just because I knew he was a partner, right? So I said, do you remember what I said about gambling and unexpected upsets? He said the Bengals are the team to pull upsets. Okay, they were 7-1 underdog against the Chiefs and were losing 21-3 for 3.5 quarters and came back and won. Yeah, I said, all right. I said, it's about the almighty dollar, kid. He said, I think the reason the Bengals always do good nowadays is because of their mentality, never really giving up. I said, it's possible. I don't disagree that a positive mindset is definitely a key component. However, as I get older, I also pay attention to stuff like this right here. I think it's irresponsible to publicize major bets like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you see how much he'll win if he bets correctly? What does it matter to him? My man is insanely rich, is what my son said. And I said, it's all about the thrill. It also creates a surge on the platform. This is endorsement. So others also place bets on the company, makes money. Oh, wait. This is endorsement. So others also place bets. The company makes money on the losses. All right. So look. Think. All right. His losses are never really losses. He makes something on the back end with the company and commonly more than what he'd make if he wins the bet. I have reasons to believe Drake makes 25% of whatever game he bets on win or lose. If you get 100 people to bet 200K and they lose, it's an easy 20 million profit. Okay. I said, my bad. I get heavy on the theories. I said, but the Bengals won though. um, so that's 2022. Or what year was this? Yeah, 2022. We are now at the beginning of 2026, the year of 10. All right. The ending of cycles, karmic cycles. And I just find it interesting that I peeped that. And here we are, beginning of the year. He has a lawsuit for that shit. Exactly how I called it. Yeah. You know, I've been drinking my water, Drake, and I'm still perceiving you just right. Anyway, still love you. Still listen to you quite often. All right. So hi to the chat. So then the next order of business is I forgot. I forgot because I really got into that. I really like that. Son, did you see it? I called it. I called it. He's getting sued for the exact shit I said he was doing. I'm the shit. All right, son, sunny boy, my little sunshine. All right. He ain't that little though. He's a big dude. I need to hit the gym so I can beat his ass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. He needs to know though. He can't push me around. Anyways. So I know the next order of business. All right. So I had a video about apologies are necessary, for healing, and they are not equivalent to closure. Okay. But we have to be realistic and know that people aren't always going to offer their apologies, and that's fine. Okay. So I wanted to give you just some brief ideas on how one does heal without it. Excuse my lashes. I was in therapy today, and now all my cry crusties are in my lashes. But anyway, let's give you some how-tos without the apology. Okay. The easiest one, because I think what I mentioned about the lack of apology is that you will sometimes acquire negative thought patterns as a result of not receiving an apology. Okay. And I want to actually get, before we go into that, there was another example of those thought patterns. I mentioned, how some people, the video, your beliefs let me know you're unloved. Okay. In that, we speak on parents and how they treat their children. Well, that we could take that even farther, right? Uh, because you're a child, you start to develop a belief system around receiving a lack of apology, whatever that may be. Okay. I think for me, if we're going to speak personally, for me, it has instilled this extreme perfectionism that I suffer from. Okay. The perfectionism is exhausting, but I know that it's a direct result of having experienced something in childhood, okay, and never receiving an apology for it. So, the other example I want to give, because this one came to me in the shower, literally when I made the video, but I forgot about it. Okay, but it's very important. It's why I sympathize with parents who kill their children. Okay, unalive, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You see, I don't give a fuck about these fucking YouTube standards. But people who unalive their children, I have very deep sympathy for them, okay, and empathy for them, because I know where a lot of it comes from. Not all of it, Okay, there's some people who didn't experience anything remotely close to it, but a lot of the times you can feel it on them, when they're sitting in court, even if they don't show any remorse. Okay, this is very important because some of these motherfuckers do not show any remorse for harming their children to the point of exterminating from the earth, right? But I know for a fact some of them experienced very similar abuses and did not die. Okay. They aligned themselves. Oh, they aligned themselves with people, okay, who enact. Oh, shit. Getting a lot of confirmation here. They align themselves with people who enact the similar abuses, okay, to their children. So nobody's really telling them that anything is wrong with what's happened. They have not, been ever exposed to a different way of life. And therefore, some of them do not have remorse for what they've done because their thoughts and their belief systems are, I went through worse and I didn't die. This motherfucker's weak. I'm sorry. I'm laughing from the uncomfortability of it, not because it's funny. Because there's never anything funny about harming a child, even my own child. Like, I don't think any of that shit's funny. All right. So they will enact certain abuses, not even thinking that their child should actually become deceased from it. As a result of never receiving apologies or aligning themselves with people who would show them something different. So me stating that apologies are important is not. I'm very serious about it. All right, very serious about it. And apologies are important. Unfortunately, those apologies do not come because those people, they validate their experiences as to why they don't need to apologize. You know what I'm saying? But moving on, you know, if you want to move on without an apology, the very first step, because it does create a belief system. Well, no, it creates a thought pattern that then creates a belief system. Okay. First, it just starts with your thoughts, right? It just starts with your thoughts. I'm not worth it. I'm not this. I'm not that. Whatever it is that it creates. One, two, three, four. Um, Whatever it is that it creates. Um, it then turns into a belief system, which then um, influences your behavior. Okay, so this one is the most simplest of one, which is to remind yourself of your affirmations. Doing your affirmations, will always combat that. The reason that I hate that, okay, it's not like I don't participate in that, is that you are going to constantly, even years down the line, have a thought try to creep up because you did not get the apology. We'll take it back to identifying the root. Okay. An apology in this case would be the weed killer. You know, apologies are the ointment to a wound. You know what I'm saying? Those two analogies there, or metaphors, for what an apology is. So you're going to have every once in a while, if you're still thinking about it, you're going to have that thought come up. And the number one thing is to make sure that you're doing your affirmations. Those affirmations are always going to be the exact opposite of whatever negative thing was instilled by the lack of the apology. That's the first thing. The second thing is always, um, always your introspection and the apology to yourself for accepting whatever behavior it was. And because for some stuff, uh there is no, like, the stuff I experienced in childhood, I can't be like, oh, I'm sorry you accepted childhood molestation, and you can't really like apologize for that. What you can apologize to yourself for is like, apologize for not speaking up once I realized it was wrong. I apologize to myself for um, allowing myself to fall into the belief systems. Okay? Apologizing to yourself when you didn't receive apology from someone else will always help. But I think affirmations first, apologies second. Um, and you could flip those. It really doesn't matter as long as you're doing it. Okay. So I apologize to myself for not recognizing the patterns before or thinking that it would be different. That's why I apologize. I apologize to myself for seeing the patterns and thinking that it would somehow have a different result. you know? Um, because not all red, I think what my situation was not all red flags are exactly what you think it is all the time. Whoops. Got another notification. All right. So, yeah, that would be it. So now let's get into those are really it's really those two things are really all that you need, you know? And then there's just the basic healing of picking up a new hobby. Maybe changing your style of dress if that's something that will help you. Not necessarily though all the time. I didn't change my style of dress, but I did change something about I didn't change my style of dress. I'm still wearing all the same clothes I bought, but there is something that I changed. Excuse me. Um, maintaining your maintaining your this is not necessarily maintaining your routines. That's what I want to say, but it's not what it is. Maybe switching up your routines a little bit. Those are some things that I could say. So that I wanted to address that. So now we're 17 minutes in and we're gonna move into the actual stuff. Um Also, I want to let you know that I'm about to do a social media detox, including YouTube, here in a minute. Um, mm, I just saw 555, but I have been watching tarot, okay, and I am now responding to your energy, okay, because your energy is heavy. Um, as soon as I find it, okay. Someone said to prepare for like indirect energy or anything like that. Indirect, like they're using other people, using other things in order to communicate and whatnot. Right. Um, Here's what I gotta say. Okay. The indirect method is not romantic. I do not give a fuck if it's because you're stuck in some type of situation. All right. Having too many people involved. Okay. And then still couldn't act right when I approached. I approached several times, and it's because you want me to calm down or come overjoyed. But because of what was done indirectly, that's not an actual apology. Okay. And it's not actual disclosure. Okay. Because the thing about it is, yeah, I'm fine tuned and I can hear your energy very clearly, like clear as fucking day. Um, but it's still being done in such an indirect way that there will always be a little level of second guessing. I don't appreciate it. Okay. Um, your friends are doing all the work. All right. I came back already, just not in the energy that you wanted. And you rejected me repeatedly for being mad or wanting to address your lies. Your friends pleading your case, okay, isn't getting you off the hook or softening my energy at all. Okay. It's giving elementary and it only further enrages me that I wasted so much time on someone who can't do a fraction. of what I do or handle a fraction of what I handle. And yes and no, okay? Because I don't know all the shit that you be going through on your end. You very well be going through a lot of the same things that I'm doing, but not with me, okay? I say something to you and you crumble. Oh, I don't know if you can come over if you want. Oh, do you want me to or not? Okay, fuck you. um, I genuinely believed in you, okay, and I believed you to be someone you definitely never were. Could be. You could still be who you wish you is. It ain't happened yet, and that's what intuition is. I don't give a fuck about that shit no more. um, and you could still be that person, just not with me. Okay, you not get the chance to help me waste any more years of my life. Um, and that decision has hurt me very badly. Okay. But I think it's fair and kind for my nervous system. All right. And I didn't want to argue. Okay. Me being angry or upset is not what is leading to arguments. All right. The last time we spoke was at 2:30 a.m. in November. Called me when I didn't respond within 20 minutes of your text. Okay. To swear you're not seeing someone else in your damn car. Why are you calling me in your car at 2 a.m. if you're not with someone? Okay. Then was lying. Saying I'm lying. I'm lying on you. All right. Calling me crazy when you lied on me for 5 years. Only I'm crazy, not you. That no. You also declined an offer to speak at another time. Okay. So I keep watching love readings religiously for like the last 8 months when that's not who I was or what I was doing before. Okay. And it's just to cry and help me process what's happening, not because I want you back. um, I don't give a fuck about hearing you out. I tried, you didn't even bother to hear me out for 5 fucking years. Or are you going back and reading text now? You were mad for 5 years about false claims treating me however and whenever. And you can't even handle 20 minutes of silence after you send a text, but tell everybody I'm needy when I couldn't handle days. You can't handle 20 minutes, and I couldn't handle days, but I'm needy. I'm not the bigger person anymore, and I do not have to hear you out, okay? What you need to learn is to not do it again with the next best thing that you find. Woo! Okay. Um, I'm not the best thing to ever happen to you because whatever you thought was so bad about me that you would go elsewhere just proves that there is someone out there better than me. Okay? You just haven't found it yet. I'm just here to help you better identify it when she comes. That's the lesson. I can't take you back. Okay? Your cowardice has affected me on a level that's irreparable. And like I said, I've watched love readings for the last 8 months. Also, because I hope anyone feels this way about me, but you treated me so terribly, there's no way I could actually believe that you feel anything in these fucking readings that I know for a fact, whew, that I know for a fact are your energy, okay? I still can't believe it because that hope is lost now, okay? If you came to me in this energy, I would only be able to think that it was a trick to further humiliate me because that's all I've ever felt from your behavior. Okay. If you feel this way about me, because again, I can't really truly believe it, even though it's being said by people I know for a fact know you. Okay. My advice is you should consider treating every person you meet in the future with dignity and respect because one never knows who they're entertaining. Okay. Trust between us is irrevocably broken. I cannot betray myself again. And I appreciate your time. All right. So I'm responding to your energy. That is your energy. It's your energy. But it's hard to believe. um, and the last one is, a lot of the excuses that are coming up that you have for this shit. You know, you don't want to burden me or drag me down with this mess because your life is a mess and you're just trying to protect me. But you already put me in the fucking mess and you already burdened me. You already put all this shit on me. And whoever the fuck you were dealing with was harassing me on the internet. And you know it. So you didn't protect me from shit. And in fact, it would have been better if you just told me the fucking truth. So I know how to protect myself. Because I don't need you to do that. Pause. A lot of toxic masculinity. Okay. Oh, Drake. Here you go. I started with Drake. We about to kind of end with Drake. Okay. He only lies to the one he has to protect. Toxic masculinity. There is nothing protective about lies. It's only abusive. Deceit is abuse. The abuse. Let's go back. To use something to bad effect or for a bad purpose, to misuse, to treat a person or animal with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or repeatedly, speak in an insulting and offensive way to or about someone. Um, where's the other one? I stopped. Let me go to Miriam. A deceitful act, deception. Okay. It does not matter what your purpose was for the deceit. It was abusive. To say that you were trying to protect me from your life when your life seeped into mine. So nobody is waiting for you to heal. When I just spent the last 7 years doing just that. Okay. I am not waiting for you another second because you wasted that time. Okay. Responding to your energy. 606. All right. So we're leaving on an angel number. Signifies a message of balance, spiritual growth, and trust in the universe balance. Okay. Urging you to find harmony between worldly responsibilities and spiritual connection. Appearing as a nudge towards prayer, inner reflection, and letting go of worries to embrace new opportunities. Have a fucking good evening.